Welcome to another edition of Language of the Gods, where we discuss issues and topics relating to metaphysics, astrology, and astrotheology. Here we delve into the dark recesses of hidden knowledge in an attempt to draw out the truth which has been suppressed and distorted by a sinister hidden hand over centuries of control and manipulation, as they work together towards their ultimate objective of global governance under an all-encompassing technological control grid. Meditation. What is meditation? Why do we do it? And how does it work? First, we need to understand the human mind, especially how the consciousness works. When a child is born, for the first 2 years of its life, its conscious mind is in what is referred to as the delta state. This is deep sleep or coma-like consciousness. Between 2 and 6, the child's brain activity increases into the theta state. This is very much like being in a hypnotic trance, where the subconscious is fully open and acts like a sponge, downloading massive amounts of unfiltered information, perceptions and experiences about the world and how it works, mixing the real world with the child's imagination. This is when we are programmed, before our focal conscious mind has developed to a point at which it can filter new information entering the subconscious. For the first 7 years of a child's life, both hemispheres of the brain are working together. As they develop, specific processes will eventually take place in specific hemispheres, giving rise to the mature mind of the adult. The problem most people experience as they develop is that their focal conscious thought processes of wants, needs, and desires don't always run in harmony with the subconscious mind's habitual beliefs. They sometimes coexist in conflict. And because the subconscious is responsible for nearly 95% of the mind and most of our perceived reality, the focal mind's wishes in the physical world are not always fulfilled. Our individual subconscious is our karmic disposition, together with our programmed beliefs. And because the focal conscious mind's capacity is so small compared to the subconscious, anyone wishing to influence their perception of reality should really start by targeting the subconscious for change. When the child reaches the age of 7, his focal conscious mind has matured to a point where the doors to his subconscious close. He is now programmed to go from A to B. Aristotle once said, "Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man." As we develop, our dreams, wishes, and aspirations change. We may want to go from A to Z, but our habitual subconscious mind is still programmed to go from A to B. Considering the majority of one's subconscious programming took place before the age of 7, in order to reprogram it, one needs to recreate the same conditions which initially opened the door during those formative years. Apart from hypnosis, meditation is one of the best ways to place the mind in the theta state. It is also important to recreate thought balance between hemispheres, just like in the mind of the child. This is known as hemisync. One way to achieve this is to cross one's legs and arms, as the left side of the brain controls the right side of the body, and vice versa. This stimulates both hemispheres. Once this is achieved and the mind has become centered, repetition and positive affirmations can be offered as mantra in order to influence and reprogram the subconscious with a new belief running in parallel to one's new goals and aspirations. Because the subconscious is extremely powerful and is our spiritual connection to the higher mind collective, unlike the sequential focal mind, the subconscious has the ability to operate outside the constraints of time and space. With a new belief system in place, your perception of reality will change from within. People and events will seem coincidental as the world around you orders itself towards your new objectives. A good analogy to use when trying to understand this whole concept is to visualize a man riding on the back of a large elephant. The man represents the focal mind, and the elephant is the subconscious. During the man's childhood, the elephant is told to go on a journey through the forest from A to B. This does not cause a problem during the early years of the man's life, but as he grows up and starts to think for himself, he finds his new wants, needs, and desires are not in tune with the elephant. He now wants to go from A to Z. But the little man, only a fraction of the strength and size of the elephant, finds it difficult to persuade the elephant to go in this new direction. And in order to create a new path, he has to fight with the elephant and the forest simultaneously. One night, the man has a dream where he is shown how to speak a new language, allowing him to talk to the elephant. Over the next few days, the man and the elephant begin to communicate and start working together in harmony. He convinces the elephant to change course to the new destination of A to Z. The man no longer had to struggle with the forest or the elephant. He let the enormous, powerful animal do all the hard work while he sat on its back and enjoyed the ride. The elephant analogy to describe the subconscious is an interesting one, because in the Hindu tradition, the elephant-headed god Ganesha has many similar characteristics to the human subconscious mind. He invokes order to remove obstacles. His large pot belly is said to contain the universe, past, present, and future. He has paranormal powers. A snake girdles around his pot belly, and snakes are nocturnal hunters, which are used to represent the subconscious. He has childlike innocence and behavior, just like the subconscious, which was fully open when we were children. And when we communicate with the subconscious, we have to talk to it as though it is a 6-year-old child in the present tense. He also represents the divine consciousness, and the rope Ganesha holds in his left subconscious hand is the weapon used to remove obstacles. He rides around on top of a mouse or rat, which represents the small human focal conscious mind. He symbolizes life cycles which challenge us to expand our consciousness. Once you have Ganesha, or your subconscious elephant, on the same side as your focal conscious mind's dreams, wishes and desires, anything becomes possible. Understanding the meaning of the word meditation is part of the puzzle. Most words beginning with medi are concerned with the middle or center, and words ending with ation denote an action or process. With this in mind, we can assume that the art of meditation is a physical act in which a person is trying to reach some form of middle ground concerning the mind and the thought processes. The whole concept of meditation is to bring one's mind and thoughts back in balance towards the middle ground, away from extremes. If we look at the zodiac's houses as a map of life's variety and expressions of possibility, a balanced, measured mind should be somewhere in the center, not around the edge at an extreme point. The further away from the middle, the further the mind is away from harmony and balance, preoccupied by one specific house's characteristics. The closer your thoughts are to the middle, the more balanced the mind becomes, and the more chance of peace in the space between thoughts. The saying to be centered is used much in modern society to describe someone who is mentally balanced. Do not make meditation a complicated affair. It is really very simple, and because it is simple, it is very subtle. Its subtlety will escape the mind if the mind approaches it with all kinds of fanciful and romantic ideas. Meditation really is a penetration into the unknown, and so the known, the memory, the experience, the knowledge, which it has acquired during the day or during 1,000 days, must end. For it is only a free mind that can penetrate into the very heart of the immeasurable. So meditation is both the penetration and the ending of the yesterday. The trouble begins when we ask how to end the yesterday. There is really no how. The how implies a method, a system, and it is this very method and system that has conditioned the mind. Just see the truth of this. Freedom is necessary, not how to be free. The how to be free only enslaves you. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Quotes from Buddha. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. It is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that lures him to evil ways. There is nothing so disobedient as an undisciplined mind, and there is nothing so obedient as a disciplined mind. Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. In Buddhism, the word meditation is bhavana, which means to make grow or to develop. Meditation helps the individual develop a different awareness, along with the energy needed to transform unwanted mental habitual patterns trapped within the subconscious. Buddha taught many different types of meditation, each targeting specific areas requiring attention, designed to overcome various issues and to develop specific psychological states of mind. The two most common forms are mindfulness of breath and loving kindness meditation. By sitting quietly and focusing on the in-out movement of your breathing, you can train the mind to be in the space between thoughts, during which intruding thoughts will come and go, distracting you. By going back to focusing on your breathing, those unwanted thoughts should weaken and pass. With practice, your ability to concentrate will improve, giving you moments of deep mental calm where inner peace will grow. Once the mindfulness of breath technique has been mastered, loving kindness meditation can be introduced. This form of meditation can influence the subconscious with positive words and affirmations, using phrases such as, "I am wealthy, happy and healthy. I am peaceful and calm. I am protected from danger, anger and hatred." Along with these positive affirmations, a good technique is to think of 3 people, one who you love, one who is neutral, and one who you have problems with, even dislike. In turn, wish them all well as you view them in your mind. If this is done on a regular basis, the garden within the subconscious will begin to change. Those old unwanted seeds of negative emotions like hatred, bitterness, blame and resentment will go unwatered, overshadowed by new seeds of positive emotions and affirmations, enabling a whole new habitual nature to grow from within. Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go any higher than you think. Benjamin Disraeli. I attract to my life whatever I give my attention, energy and focus to, whether positive or negative. Michael Lozier. The closer you come to knowing that you alone create the world of your experience, the more vital it becomes for you to discover just who is doing the creating. Eric Leventhal. If you can believe that you can do it, the whole universe will conspire to help you. Debashish Mrida. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer. The posture for meditation is important in a number of ways. The legs are crossed to create a stable base for the spinal column to be naturally straight and to stimulate hemisync in order to activate both hemispheres of the brain. One must also feel comfortable in a relaxed, unrestrained manner. The more of the 5 senses you can stimulate during the reprogramming of the subconscious, the greater the chance of success. Swimming is another great way to access and reprogram the subconscious. Overlooked by many, this simple process does not get the attention it deserves. Considering water is synonymous with the spirit realm, the moon, and the subconscious, it seems a logical choice when choosing other forms of meditation and subconscious reprogramming. The action of swimming is a great opportunity to achieve moving meditation, while also stimulating many of the 5 senses. It really does tick all the right boxes. The swimming strokes are repetitive and rhythmic. The sensation of water flowing over the body stimulates feeling. You hear the sound of the water in an isolated way. It helps to shut out external stimuli in a cocooning effect. While swimming, you can focus your attention on your breathing. It activates hemisync by using both arms and legs to swim. Swimming can make you feel relaxed. Because the subconscious is a non-judgmental magnet to emotional stimuli, there is another practical way to influence it, a technique which has been known about for thousands of years, concerned with emotions, feelings, visualization, and sensory stimuli. There is no better way to energize all these right brain triggers than the emotionally charged orgasm. So whatever one thinks about at the moment of orgasm, together with strong affirmative beliefs, one could sow some powerful seeds towards manifesting their own new reality. When both the focal and subconscious are working together, the ability to influence one's own reality is greatly increased. With your thoughts, you truly do make the world. The state of the focal and subconscious mind acts as a spotlight on specific frequencies it is aligned to. Anger begets more anger, and love begets more love. It is the universal law of attraction. The familiarity of a thought will make it much easier to notice and materialize on the outside. True meditation is to center one's consciousness in silence, not to go anywhere or reach for anything, just to be centered in silence. From this position of oneness, prayer and positive affirmations can be introduced for maximum effect. Be still and know that I am. Meditate in your heart upon your bed and be still. Meditation is just sitting quietly, whereas prayer is a projection of the consciousness in an affirming way. So to create the right environment for prayer to be effective, it must always begin by centering oneself through the act of meditation. There is nothing mind can do that cannot be better done in the mind's immobility and thought-free stillness. When mind is still, then truth gets her chance to be heard. Sri Aurobindo. Meditation is silence. If you realize that you really know nothing, then you will be truly meditating. Such truthfulness is the right soil for silence. Silence is meditation. Yogeshwami. Through meditation, reprogramming of the subconscious becomes much easier. Prayer and positive intentions towards one's new goals can be introduced, planting new seeds and new beliefs, which in turn creates a new reality. Spiritual meditation is the pathway to divinity. It is a mystical ladder which reaches from earth to heaven, from error to truth, from pain to peace. James Allen. Meditation is the golden key to all the mysteries of life. Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh. Meditation is not something that should be done in a particular position at a particular time. It is an awareness and an attitude that must persist throughout the day. Anamali Swami. If you can't meditate in a boiler room, you can't meditate. Alan Watts. Meditation, perhaps, is the only alchemy that can transform a beggar into an emperor. Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh. Meditation is not a way of making your mind quiet. It is a way of entering into the quiet that already exists, buried under 50,000 thoughts the average person thinks every day. Deepak Chopra. The moon represents the cosmic expression of the human subconscious, and like most aspects of the cosmos, adheres to planetary cycles. A new moon, which takes place each month, is when the sun and moon are conjunct together, joining both cosmic expressions of our sub and focal consciousness. Each new moon takes place in a different house of the zodiac. That house, reflected in one's birth chart, should therefore become the backdrop for sowing new seeds within the subconscious mind. The new moon is the start of a new cycle. It is nature's way of initiating a new beginning, or at least an opportunity to tweak that area of life associated with the house's characteristics which the new moon falls in. Those 2.5 days of the new moon can be used to plant positive seeds of intention, together with dreams and aspirations, a window of opportunity enabling us to communicate with our subconscious elephant. This is the time when meditation can achieve its greatest impact towards reprogramming the subconscious, which ultimately will alter our perception of reality. If we compare the natural cycle of the female menstrual period with that of the moon's phases in relation to developing subconscious reprogramming, we may get closer to understanding the natural process which may take place in order to discard old beliefs in favor of new ones. The new moon initiates the seed, while the full moon brings the seed forward into the physical realm. Meditation helps the individual develop a different awareness, along with the associated energy needed to transform unwanted mental habitual patterns trapped within the subconscious. It is also a good idea to fast during the new moon, to keep the body free from toxins and the blood away from the stomach to where it is needed. Monks or moons are moon watchers. They observe moon cycles and meditate accordingly, in line with specific phases from within their monasteries and temples. There is power in meditation, and the more participants within any group as a collective, the greater the power. For when 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Many people go to church or their chosen place of worship to rattle off vain repetitions of prayers which they have memorized from childhood and are able to automatically recite unconsciously. They do this without involving any form of meditation, rendering their prayers ineffective. The whole purpose of affirmative prayer is to change our conscious perspective from within. With intent, we align both the sub and focal consciousness towards a given frequency and desired goal. During the summer of 1993, a controlled study was carried out in Washington, D.C., designed to see if a large group of 4,000 transcendental meditators could influence the city's crime rate. The meditators would, over a period of 8 weeks, use their calming influence over the city's inhabitants. Remarkably, after the results were compiled, they discovered that the crime rate had indeed fallen by a staggering 23%.
you calling me? I don't think we'll break the storm. I know she can't take the waves. I know I can't take the rain. I can hear you praying for. I can hear you praying for. I can hear you praying for. And oh, I can hear you call. Another boy, he goes overboard. I'm getting scared and I can't move. I'm losing control of my captain's ship. He's getting drunk in the hold. I can hear you praying for. I can hear you praying for. I can hear you praying for. And oh, I can hear you call. Wind blows, it hurts my face. My hand's too cold to grip. My partner face down on the broken deck. I can see him going overboard.